From Peace Corps to politics to parenthood, Dick Celeste has done a little bit of everything.
He certainly has, and he was born right here in Cleveland, and more specifically in Lakewood. He's a Lakewood native. He led Ohio, of course, as our governor for 2 terms back in the 80s, and today he is sharing his stories in a new book. We are so thrilled to have you here. It's, you know, we've covered you, we've over years and all the things you've done. It's such a treat to have you here.
It's good to still be here.
Amen,
Stephanie, you know?
right? Amen.
I love that you called it In the Heart of It All, too, using that Ohio slogan, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Great book.
You're
welcome.
Your dad was a mayor.
My dad was mayor of Lakewood for 8 years.
Yeah.
Mostly I was off to college at that time, so I didn't get to see him in action as much as I would have liked.
But do you think you had maybe political aspirations for knowing what he did?
You know, it probably was a stimulus to it. And then the opportunity to work with Chester Bowles in India, who had been a governor of Connecticut and a congressman, and who encouraged young people to take an interest in politics. I think the combination of Frank and Chet.
And then that kind of role, Steve, really got you rolling into politics then at that point.
Yeah, I did. You know, 1970, state representative, and I enjoyed that, but I really didn't, the legislature wasn't my thing, so that's why I ran statewide in 1974.
And so you were governor twice.
Governor twice.
And then you did consider a presidential run, didn't you?
I did. I took a look at it. I thought, you know, I had been reelected in Ohio with 60% of the vote. I figured I had traveled the world, really, both working for Bowles and as Peace Corps director. I thought I had the tools to be a very good president, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
We're looking at some of the photos from the book right now. Feel free if you pick something out, something that kind of catches your eye.
If somebody remembers Judge Ann McManamon, and that was her swearing me in as state rep, and Chuck Kerfus, the Republican head, and then my dad swearing me in as lieutenant governor.
That had to be special.
Yeah.
So and that was when you had to run for lieutenant governor.
That's right.
That was
Separately.
Separately. And you beat Jerry Springer in the primary that year.
I started Jerry Springer on his TV career. He once I met him in an airport 20 years later, and he thanked me for getting him.
Because he lost, so then he decided.
He lost, and he went down to Cincinnati. He had a program there, and it got syndicated, and that was the beginning of the Jerry Springer show.
Does he give you royalties for this? I mean,
no, I got no.
Too
bad, right? At least no chairs thrown at you, so that's good.
Right.
We saw a photo with you and John Glenn, and another photo with you and President Carter. I mean, you were in that life.
Right. I worked for President Carter as Peace Corps director, and what a wonderful human being he is. And John Glenn was special. We campaigned together. I think the picture was of us campaigning together in 1982. And I remember there's a wonderful picture in the book of Annie Glenn feeding me pizza as we were waiting for the election returns to come in.
Wasn't she darling? What a darling
lady. She was totally special.
Yeah.
As people learn about your life and then some of the things you've done outside of politics as well, I mean, what are people going to gather from as they pick up some of the stuff after politics?
Well, my hope is that they feel like there's a real opportunity in public service for them, whether it's as a volunteer in supporting an organization, or by getting involved supporting candidates or running for office themselves. And I hope to spend time with young people. That's my favorite thing. I suppose when you have 7 kids, you get used to
You do
that,
have 7 kids. You live out in Colorado now.
I live in Colorado now.
You had an incredible way of getting everyone together, Democrats, Republicans. We're seeing our nation so divided right now. What are your thoughts on that and getting people more united and on the same page, because there's so many things going wrong in our country and in the world that we need to come together?
I agree, and I think that I think it really begins at the community level. I think it's people sitting down together, talking about where they are in Lakewood, Ohio, or where they are in Garfield Heights or in Cleveland Heights. I mean, it is thinking about how do we make things work in our own community, and from there, I mean, I found that I could work with Republicans as well as Democrats. Things have changed. I think that, frankly, one of the systematic issues is the way in which legislative districts are gerrymandered. I think that encourages more extreme attitudes and rewards more extreme attitudes. So if I could wave a magic wand and change one thing to improve the political conversation, I would get rid of gerrymandered district and make everybody compete in very competitive districts. Incumbents don't like that.
True. Governor Dick Celeste, In the Heart of It All is the name of the book.
The book is great.
Where can we pick it up?
I think any bookstore or
Bookstore,
on
online as
Amazon
well?
or online, you know, the way we do it these days.
And a way to reconnect, way to get volunteer people
Yeah.
to help out as
Are
well.
you going to visit your
Thank you.
home, your childhood home
Oh
in
yeah,
Lakewood?
I'm in Lakewood regularly. I have one of my 7 kids is there.
Oh, that's great.
Lakewood, Cleveland Heights, Shaker Heights, and Cleveland.
Oh, I love it.
4 of the 7.
It is such a treat to have you here.
thank you very
Great to
much.
be here,
Thank you
Stephanie.
so
Thank
much.
you. Todd, thank you very much.
This is so nice.
It's
The
great
book
to
is
be with
great.
you.
We just scratched the surface.
Yeah, really.
There's so much
good
in
read,
this
though.
book, right? It is a good read.